Now, José Mourinho, his Fenerbahce were dumped out the Turkish Cup by Galatasaray last night, but it's a special one, who is, sorry for laughing, who's dominating the headlines. Galatasaray have accused Mourinho of physically attacking their manager, Okan Buruk, which is absolute garbage, honestly, garbage.
I don't think a Premier League manager goes down like that.
You see more in the penalty box, jostling and stuff. It was nonsense.
Embarrassing.
Here's European football expert Kevin Hatchard and how it all unfolded.
He reached across, clearly tweaked his nose, but Okan Buruk went down as if he'd gone at him with knuckle dusters. I don't think either coach covered themselves in glory. The bare truth of it is that Mourinho shouldn't be doing that, and he's got form for this because in a Real Madrid-Barcelona clash many years ago, he poked Tito Villanova, who was the then assistant at Barcelona, in the eye. And he admitted many years later that he was in the wrong and that he shouldn't have done that.
Embarrassing.
I shouldn't laugh, but the way the Galatasaray manager went down, I swear that is just. You imagine rugby players and people like that who look at that, rugby league players, rugby union players who look at that.
I don't think a Premier League manager goes down like that. I don't know why.
I don't know. I hope not, because it's an absolute disgrace. José shouldn't have done it.
Of course,
we know that, but he's like that, isn't he? José's a cheeky one. But for the Galatasaray manager to do that, he should be up for a BAFTA.
Exactly.
Shebahn's back. Morning, Shebahn.
Absolutely disgraceful behaviour from a grown man. I mean, if someone grabbed your nose trying to aggravate you, you'd give him you'd whack him off you. Yeah. What the hell are you doing? You'd give him a wee push. To roll about like that is an embarrassment. Yeah. You shouldn't leave the house. Yeah. Anyway,
it's like a big hand, wouldn't it, for your nose, Al?
Hey? Oh, hello. He'd need boxing gloves on to get hold of yours. Thank God.
Oh, God.
Thank God you don't do that white stuff, Gabby. It costs you a fortune. What you saying, Shebahn?
Yesterday I had a little day trip. Got on the train, went up to Old Trafford yesterday, which was lovely. Your old Hon Allen. I spoke to Rasmus Højlund and Diogo Dalot. We were looking ahead to the derby this weekend. They were talking about bouncing back from Forest. They've already beaten Manchester City this weekend, and that is the plan they beat them already this season, and they plan to this weekend. Diogo Dalot, fascinating guy, really charming, really interesting, very, very good and very media savvy as well. It was good to talk to him. He's played more minutes than any other player under Ruben Amorim. We talked about his fellow countryman and captain Bruno Fernandes, the player who might be the most criticised at Manchester United this season, yet without him it could be very, very problematic. So I asked Dalot how Bruno operates day to day under these circumstances.
I think he makes things easier for everybody. Not just because of his qualities as a football player, because I think that's undeniable, but the way that he conducts himself every day, guy that is always there for everybody, always wants to help, and then he is really complete when it's time to have a laugh, he can have a laugh. When it's time to be more serious, he's more serious. So I think he embraces what really is to play for this club and what it is to be a Man United player. So it's always great to have teammates like that, and I think that's the direction we want to go, to have more players like him in terms of behavior, and then on the pitch. I think, like I said previous, we will always be judged by what we do on the pitch, and I think what he does on the pitch is something that is above average. He's a really good player. And can be really decisive, and is one of the best in the world.
I really enjoyed that Forest United game, and I thought that's the best I've seen United play for a while.
Yeah,
really did. They passed it beautifully, and you just kept saying, if just someone up front. Yeah, well, I'm not going to go at Højlund. I'm just saying someone up there dynamic that could get the ball, whip it into.
Yes.
It'd be a different season. I'm sure it would be.
This is what I texted Al yesterday when I was on the way back from United to ask, what age were you when you got your move to Manchester United?
25, I think.
25. So Højlund's just turned 22, got the move to United under Ten Hag when he was 21. And obviously coming from another country, are you going to make it in the Premier League? But is it still one of those things where, like meeting him yesterday, he's such a lovely young lad. You know, he's a youngster. I guess he needs those leaders in front of him, and I guess if he's got somebody else to share that responsibility with, it might see the best of Højlund as well.
And also, you know, when you play up front, as Gabby will tell you, right, when you play up front, you need supply, you need good players around you, you need your team in form, and you'll get chances. If your team are struggling week in and week out, you can be a passenger up there. And the only way you can then impose yourself in the game is chase lost causes and try and get your footing and close down. That was never my game, to be honest.
What can I say about Fernandes? Because you talk about Bruno Fernandes there. He's 31 in September. And if he retired next season and didn't win anything this season, he could retire or leave Manchester United, 1 FA Cup, 1 Carabao Cup. I think he's actually wasted his best years at Manchester United, Bruno Fernandes. I think he's that good of a player, and he's playing with players that aren't on his level. And he'll probably look back and say, listen, play for a massive football club, Manchester United, but what could I have won at another club? Because 31 September, 1 FA Cup, 1 Carabao Cup, he'll be wanting to win Champions Leagues, Premier League titles.
I mean, we know the situation at Manchester United. They might still win a Europa League as well. You never know. But Højlund, that pressure, being a 22-year-old at the club, when things are a bit of a struggle at the minute, I asked him about the pressure that he is under.
It's important you got these personalities and characters in around the team which can help you. And we got loads of them in our team as well. I think it's good to have pressure. I think it's nice, but then again, I remind myself I still have a long career ahead of me, and I'm trying to stay calm and focused, both in good periods, but also in less good periods.
See, you know, over Højlund there, I'll tell you your luck. I remember playing against Everton at Old Trafford in the Cup, and I knocked it wide, got in the box, 18-yard line. Jasper Olsen whipped one across, and I hit it in the volley. I had to sort of leap at it, hit it in the volley, and it beat Neville Southall, hit the underside of the bar, hit the goal line, and bounced away. And I still think maybe if that had gone in now, the final minutes of that Forest game, when Maguire goes up front and causes havoc, and he almost, you know, if he'd have kicked that, it might have gone in, or it could have gone to Højlund a yard out, and he'd have knocked in. He'd been a hero.
What chance
you know
have you
what I mean?
got, though?
You just need a wee bit of good fortune sometimes when you're down the dumps.
Is that time though as well, Gabs? Like, he is 22. He scored 5 goals in the Europa Leagues, 8 goals in total this season. He's 22. I mean, like, Van Nistelrooy got the move to United when he was 25. You were 25, Alan. Cantona was 26.
He should be coming on for 20 minutes. There should be an experienced striker there, and he's coming on, he's making an impact, he's trying to break into the team. But what chance have you got when you've got a winger like Garnacho, who's like a headless chicken, and you don't know when he's going to cross it?
No, you don't.
The game against Forest, he was shooting like his goal bonus was more than his actual wage. He was shooting from anywhere. So what chance have you got as a striker?
Don't get me wrong, he's lively. He's
lively
on the ball, but when you try and read his mind, he's going to put this in.
Because
you're trying to get a half a yard in front of a centre back.
Where Haaland, for instance,
you don't know when he's putting in.
Haaland knows when the ball's going to come in. Isak's goal yesterday, he knows Murphy's going to pull it in, gets his goal from across. You don't know at Manchester United, you're guessing.
Yeah, Derby this weekend. We'll hear more on that tomorrow. They were also looking ahead to the Women's Derby, the first weekend of May at Old Trafford. Tickets for that game is available now. Alan, thank you.
talkSPORT Breakfast with Alan Brazil. Thursday and Friday morning, 6 till 10. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.